Dear students, I am your English teacher from Government High School Bhotna, District Barnala. Today, I will teach you the second part of the making of Earth. In your first part, you have read that Sun, planets and satellites form a happy family. Sun is also a star. Stars are far off. They twinkle with their own light. A bit of sun got separated and cooled down. In this way, the earth was formed. A bit of earth got separated, and with the span of time it cooled down. No doubt it took millions of millions years to cool down. In this way, the moon was formed. Start reading the text of this very chapter. Now we'll start reading the chapter. In this way, our earth also shot out from the sun. It must have been very hot, with terrible hot gases and air all around it. But as it was very much smaller than the sun, it started to cool. The sun also is getting less hot, but it will take millions of years to cool down. The earth took much less time to cool. When it was hot, of course, nothing could live on it. No man or animal or plants or trees. Everything would have been burnt up then. That means when earth got separated from sun, it was also a burning body, and it took millions and millions of years to cool down. And when it cooled down, then it became worth living for us. Just a bit of the sun shot out and became the earth, so also a bit of the earth shot out and became the moon. Now you can think easily that with the similar manner the moon also got separated from the earth. It was a bit of earth. Earth was burning then, and its burnt part also got separated from it. And with the span of time, it cooled down and the moon came into existence. Many people think that the moon came out of the great hollow. Hollow means empty space, which is now Pacific Ocean between America and Japan. Look, here it is America and here it is Japan and here it is Pacific Ocean. Now, because hollow spaces were left on the earth when it got separated from the sun, and these hollow spaces were filled with water when the rain came on the earth, and these hollow spaces became oceans and seas. Now, so the earth started to cool. It took a long time over it. Gradually, the surface of the earth became cooler, although the interior remained very hot. Even now, if you go down a coal mine, it becomes hotter and hotter as you go down. Probably, if you could go down deep enough inside the earth, you would find it red hot. The moon also started to cool because it was much smaller than even the earth. It cooled more quickly than the earth. It looks delightfully cool, does it not? It is called the cold moon. Perhaps it is full of glaciers and ice fields. Now, with the reading of this paragraph, you will be well aware of the fact that Earth took a million of years, millions and millions of years to cool down. It is still hot. When we go down and down inside the earth, we will feel that it is still very, very hot. Perhaps the earth is red and still burning from inside. The moon, who has also started to cool because it was very tiny as compared to Earth. It was also a speck of Earth. So it cooled more quickly than that of Earth. Now it looks delightfully cool. We feel a sense of coolness when we look at the moon at night. It is full of glaciers and ice fields. Look, here it is moon and the stars are falling beautifully. Now, when the earth cooled, all the water vapor in the air condensed into water and probably came down as rain. It must have rained a tremendous lot then. All this water filled with the great hollows in the earth, and so the great oceans and the seas were formed. As the earth became cooler and the oceans also became cooler, it became possible for living things to exist on the earth's surface or in the sea. That means the writer wants to tell you that when earth cooled down, a lot of water vapors were there in the air. And with the span of time, these water vapors condensed and probably came down in the shape of rain. We can imagine that at that time there would be rain like cats and dogs. That means there would be rain heavily. There would be rained heavily. And with this rain, the hollow spaces which were left on the surface of the earth were filled with water, and great oceans and seas were formed by filling those hollow spaces. And with the span of time, when Earth became more and more cool, then it became cooler and cooler, then it would have become a worth living place. Then the oceans also became cooler, and it is possible for living things to exist on the earth's surface or in the sea. For example, you look at this picture. Here in this picture, inside the ocean, many types of fishes you may see. Now we will discuss the meaning of some of the difficult words. Gradually, slowly, with the span of time, look at the movement of the earth. It is spinning gradually. Condensed, to change from gas to liquid. Earth was also a ball of gases when it got separated from the sun, and it had some of its parts were filled with water, and oceans and seas were formed. Look, this is the liquid. Tremendous, very large or great. Oceans and seas are tremendous. It is tremendous hot. The sun is tremendous hot. Now I think you would have understood the meanings of these difficult words. Now we will discuss the question answers. How was the earth formed? A bit of sun shot away from it. It was hot. Gradually, it cooled down. In this way, the earth was formed. Your next question is, how were oceans and seas formed? A bit of sun shot away from it. It cooled down, but there were some hollow spaces. After condensation, when rain came, then these hollow spaces were filled with water. In this way, oceans and seas were formed. You can now note it down. How was the earth formed? A bit of sun shot away from it. It was hot. Gradually it cooled down. In this way, the earth was formed. How were oceans and seas formed? A bit of sun shot away from it. It cooled down, but there were some hollow spaces. After condensation, when rain came, these hollow spaces were filled with water. In this way, oceans and seas were formed. Next, we have to fill these blanks by using the correct form of infinitive or participle. Now, you are well aware of infinitive and participle. Now you are in class 10th and we always teach you in your classes about the non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs are of three types: infinitive, gerund, and participle. The infinitive, the gerund, and the participles are called non-finites. They have no subject, no tense, and they accept no modals. They are not limited by number and person of the subject. The infinitives are of two types, that is, to plus first form of verb and pure infinitive. That means first form of verb only without to. For example, with the words like made, like let, we don't use any to with first form of verb. But here here we make the use of infinitive. Participle is also called verbal adjective because it is made with verb and serves as an adjective. It is of three types: present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. Present participle is your first form of verb. Present participle is your first form of verb plus ing. Your past participle is second form of verb. Your perfect participle is having plus third form of verb. Now, keeping in view in your mind the infinitives and the participle, you have to complete this exercise. Do you regret? Fill in the blanks. Your exams. Options have been given to you to fail, failing, or to failing. Would you like, fill in the blanks, to the theater with me again? Three options have been given to you: to go, going, to going. Would you mind, fill in the blanks, to the theater with me, to go, going, or to going? Then your fourth sentence is, the soldiers got used, fill in the blanks, in the jungle. To live, to living, or only living. Next is, he used, fill in the blanks, in the jungle. To live, to living, or only living. Do you mind, fill in the blanks, fill in the blank, until I have finished my work? To wait, waiting, to waiting. Do you want, fill in the blank, the new shopping mall? To visit, visiting, to visiting. Now note it down and think over it. Which option is suitable For which sentence? Three options have been given to you. For each sentence, you have to choose one or you have to tick one. Look here, I have written failing, to go, going, to live, waiting, to visit. These are your infinitives, participles. Now, check your knowledge. Do you regret failing your exams? Here it is, participle. Would you like to go to the theater with me? It is infinitive. Would you mind going to the theater with me? Here it is, participle. The soldiers get used to live in the jungle. Here again it is infinitive. He used to live in the jungle. Here it is also infinitive. Do you mind waiting until I have finished my work? It is participle. Next one is, do you want to visit the new shopping mall? Here it is infinitive. Now note it down please. Now we will discuss something about the articles. As you all know that article is the part of a big category that is known as determiners, a class of words that forms an important part of many noun phrases are known as determiners. Articles are also determiners. There are three types of articles: a, an, and the. A, an are indefinite articles and the is your definite article. A article is used before those singular nouns which begin with any consonant sound, for example, a book, a boy. An article is used before the singular nouns which begin with vowel sound of A, E, I, O, U. The article is used to denote the article is used to denote specification of a person or a thing, etc. Now again you have to fill the suitable article in the given exercise. Please note it down. So the earth started to cool. It took a long time over it. Gradually, the surface of the earth become cooler, although the interior remained very hot. Even now, if you go down a coal mine, it becomes hotter and hotter as you go down. Probably, if you could go deep Down deep enough inside the earth, you would find it red hot. Please note it down. Now, here it is your pronunciation practice. You can pronounce the morpheme ed in a three-way. D, d, id, id, t, t. Bagged, played, tried, clubbed, breathed. ID sound. Wanted, had, heated, waited, waited, pushed, laughed, passed, hushed, booked. Again, see the difference. Bagged, played, tried, clubbed, breathed. Wanted, had, heated, waited, waited, pushed, laughed, passed, hushed, booked. Now, it is your homework for today. Write a short note on the making of the earth. Then write a few words on the happy family of the sun. Name all the planets of solar system. Now please read the whole chapter thoroughly and try to find the answers of the questions and try to pronounce each and every word in a best way. Thank you. Thank you so much.